Hey guys, welcome back. So guys, till now we have completed our product view data thing to view that data of the particular products, right? So guys, now we will be continuing with the add to cart functionality. So if we click on add to cart, that time your data should get added, right? So guys, now let's get started with it. So first we will go to search this add to cart button. So let's move to that, and this is our product view page. So that product view page is nothing but this is the page which we are showing this output over here. So now we will scroll down. Let me minimize this sidebar, and here is our add to cart button, right? So now we have mentioned that add to cart button code here. So I'll just remove that, and now I'll just show you how it works. So see here guys, now one thing we have to do is that we have to take the product ID and the input of quantity, okay, and this is your add to cart button. So as you know, you are fetching all the details of product, so that time you are going to fetch your product ID over here, minimize, and below that only quantity input. So this quantity is nothing but over here. So this is the quantity which we are doing it. So if you want this increment decrement design, you can google it. You will get many codes to make an auto increment these things. So I have just copied the number and designed with the css. I just use the number tag, that's it. So input type number and design with the css one. Okay, so now what we will do, we are going to store this add to cart using cookie. So we will store the cart details into our cookie, not into our database. So guys, I have already posted that over into my blog. So that things is available over here. So this link I have given in the description of this video link. So let's begin with it. So as step one, we are following with this design. So we don't need this design because we are already on the step. So next we will move on with this. Okay, so let's copy this. So before copying this, we have to make a custom JS file. So let me copy this custom JS, and let's go to our public folder. Let me arrange it, public JS over there inside JS, or we will move into assets. Inside asset JS, so we will create a new file with custom.js. Hit enter, and your JS file is created now successfully. So now where you want to add this, you have to add this JS file globally. So we will go to our extended folder, that is layouts front end. So let's go to our main folder, which is front end. Over here we will link the file. So now let's move to footer, and let's copy this and mention this as custom JS, whatever we will be doing it over here. And now rename this file as custom custom JS. So now we can follow the path which is properly working with it. Asset JS custom JS. So assets JS custom JS file. Now let's save this, and let's go to our custom JS and start the code. So now you can work with this two files. So let's move to the button. Let me minimize this sidebar, and this is my add to cart button. Okay, so now let's go to our step 2 and copy the path for it. So let me copy. Let's right click, copy, and paste that. So let's paste over here, and let's tell this add to cart code. Let's take it little below and paste the code. That's it. So now this is the Ajax request which we are normally passing the CSRF token, and this will be the add to cart button. So let's copy this name, add to cart button, copy it, and let's go to our product view page and add at the beginning of the class. Done. So if we click this, there should be some action over here. So for that we will comment this and just test once with the alert function. So let's hit it and tell alert function, and let's tell that I am here. I am here. Save it. Let's go to our page, reload the page. So once reloaded, now let's click on add to cart. An alert model should come. Let's click I am here. Cool. So we have got the output. Okay. So let me click OK. So we are working correctly and it's working fine. So let's hit uncomment this and comment this one. We don't need this now. So first we have to get the product data closest of product ID and product data of closest of its input. So what we have to do, we will copy this value or a class name. This is a class name, not value. So let me copy this and paste inside this. So anything closest of this, when we click on this cart button, add to cart, that time closest of it should get the value. So because I am telling closest of value, because if you are having single data over here, so you may not require. If you have multiple products, that time you need the closest value to get and store thing. So now what we will do, let me minimize this, and okay, so the data is over starting from here. Let's hit here, let's minimize everything, and you can tell dollar product data class div tag and comment that below. That's it. Save it, open this, and let's go to our add to cart. Cool. So now let's get the product ID. So this is the product ID. So let's copy this class, copy and paste into your find that product ID, and same as quantity input too. So you can find that quantity input also is over here, so that we are pasting over here and getting it right. So now let's check that data first. So let's comment this Ajax call and view the output first. So let's alert and check it. You can see product ID. Let's remove this and save. Let's go back, reload the page once again, and let's click on it. We should get the product ID. I have clicked on add, so we are getting number 1. Okay, done. So let's get back and take another product. So I'll just view this product, view detail. Over here, if I click add to cart, that time this product ID will come. So let's click on add to cart. You can see that product ID is 5. Cool. So as same way you can fetch all the quantities data also. That's it. So now let's close this and let's start with this Ajax call. So till now you are very clear. So now guys, you have to call a URL call add to cart. So after that, calling that, we are passing that quantity and the product ID into it using post method. Done. And after that, whatever we are getting the response, we will show into the message wise. So this is the Alertify bootstrap thing. So you'll be learning in further few minutes. Let's continue. So first we will copy this URL and paste into our web.php. So let's go to our web route and call a route with the post method, post, and tell add to cart. Let's save this and now we have to create a controller, as you can see in the blog whatever we are continuing it. So once finish pasting, we will go to webroute.php and call this route, right? So let's copy this and paste that. So let's paste this, done. And now let's create a controller, cart controller inside your front end folder. So whatever you are following with your structure, you have to create a cart controller. As you can see, I have already the front end folder in my controller. See here, front end. So inside this, I'm going to create a cart controller. Done. So let's press Ctrl tilde and start the command. Let's type php artisan make controller where front end / cart controller. Hit enter and your controller will be created successfully. So guys, our controller is created successfully now. As you can see over here, cart controller. Let's open that and save Control S. So this work is done, and let's close this. So now after going to web.php, let's go to our cart controller at the function add to cart, right? So let's copy this function name. So let me copy and create a function, fun function, and your function name. And now whatever request we are getting, we will pass it. So type request $request, and these attributes just remove it off. And now we have to start the coding to store the data into cookie. So first thing, let's move to a blog and check. So we have completed the creation of controller, and now once everything set up, let's move to our cart controller, right? So let's paste this code. Before starting with this pasting this code, I will just explain in a short thing to understand how it's working. So as first step, we will include this, use the cookie. Let's copy, Control C and paste at the top. So this is we are using by cookie. In next video we'll be learning about session things. So now we will continue with it. Now add to cart function is already created, as you are seeing that add to cart is done. And then now we have to store the cookie. So first I will take the data. Let's copy this and paste. Control V. See ya guys. So now this product is our thing. That product is nothing but our model which we are storing it. So my product DB products is available over here. So let's import that class product. So my products model is included, product data is coming over here, and the product ID which we want it. So product ID first we have to get. As you can see in the blog at the beginning, I have got these two things, product ID and quantity. So let me get that. So first thing, I will show you how to store into the cookie. Okay, so now what we have to do, our product ID, you can see the names which you are passing it. So this is the product ID, copy it, and the quantity also, and pass it over here. So product ID and the quantity. So product ID and your quantity value, right? And we are finding that ID and getting all its name from the database and the image and the price of it, keeping into this variable and passing into an array item. Okay, so an item, we have item array I have created, and inside that array method we are passing this details, that is item ID, name, quantity, price, and image tag. Done. So once you are passing that, we are fetching all the things. So product ID is there, product name also we are getting, image also we are getting, price also we are getting, and the quantity which we are getting directly from the input page, and taking that and storing into an array format, cart data array, and that we are decoding it and storing into item data and passing. And now to store this data, item data, into a cookie, we have to create this cookie queue using the Laravel cookie, where I'm making this variable name, cookie name, cookie variable as shopping cart, and storing that data for this much minutes. How many minutes? 60 minutes. So 60 minutes means 1 hour, as you can see. Cool. So guys, now then we will return that as the status product name added to cart. Done. So now we have to see that it should get added into this cookie. So now let's press and check that the data is getting added. So let's reload the page and let's open the inspect element or developer tool, which we tell. So you can check in our resource, or let's go to network. Okay. So now when we click on this, I will take the quantity as 2, and when I click, some action will be provided, done over here, some functionality will be working on it. So let's click and see what happens now. I have clicked on it, so add to cart URL is called, and it's telling 419 status error, status unknown. So let's click on it and check. So CSRF token mismatch it is telling. So let's remove that. So as we are getting that token mismatch, okay, so CRF token mismatch. So let us see that token, what it is we are getting. So it's telling that meta tag of name CSRF token underscore from the content attribute. Okay. So now let us see, is it available into our blade file. So this is our extended from this product page. Okay. So we have extended this in our product page front end. So we cannot find that tag. So if you see in your old thing, you can find that CSRF token, right? So let's copy this, Control C, and paste into your main blade file if you are missing it, so that it doesn't mismatch with the Ajax call of your CSRF token. Let's save this. So we have discovered one more thing, that if it is mismatch means this might be missing when you're calling through Ajax request. So now guys, let's go to our thing and let's test it once again. So let's refresh the page, and now we have refreshed and it's loading. Okay, so after loading we will pass this quantity 2 and we will see the output. So let me click on it, add to cart. Cool. So 200 requests, that means it is success. So let us view the output. It's showing status Redmi K20. So you can see that the name has been come correctly, status added to cart. So if you want to know that added to cart, from where you are getting from, you are getting from here, this response status, product name added to cart, response you are getting, and then we have to check that into our cookie. So guys, we have successfully added with it. Let's check that cookie is available or not. So let's go in our application. If you see here cookies, so let's open this and you can find that requests. So over here you can find that shopping cart, which we have just now done with this. Okay, so the shopping cart has been content some, it is storing some data. If it is not storing means it will not store over here our cookie. So it's stored. So if you want to see the output of it, so you have to follow the tutorial and continue with it. So let's add one more thing. So to add one more data, you need separate data, right? I mean separate product, another product. So let's go and add one more product. Let me go to our networks and let's add another product. Let's view this first product. Let's view this, and now let us click on to add this. Let's click add to cart. So clicked, add to cart pending, 200 status. Okay, done. So this is also successfully added. So guys, now your data is getting stored into your cookie, as I have showed you through that Google search, the developer tool. So guys, now to view the output of it, again, if you click one more time, what happens? It should not store, or else it should increase the quantity, right? So as per that, we have to follow this if else condition. So only this is to store the data into cookie. This was which we copied now. So now to correctly work on it, you have to copy this total thing. So now let us copy this and store into our table, controller. So let's move on it and let's view, paste it, and now finally let's move this one more step inside and close the else statement. That's it. Save it. And this was for adding new product which is under else condition, so ignore that. And if it is already in the product, if it is already in your cart, as you have seen that your cookie of item data which you are storing into the cart also. So let's view that one. For example, if you are adding that, you have to check that first. See here guys, to check the column if the data is in array of that product ID, you have to pass this first if condition. So first we will check the cookie is available into the shopping cart. If it is available, then you will pass this cookie by stripe slashes and decode that with the true value and pass into cart data. Then cart data will come here. If it is nothing is there in the shopping cart, then it will send you the empty data. Okay, empty array data. So then it will check item ID list where we are storing this item IDs, and then product ID which we are going with this. So product ID is there or not. So now we have to check that main thing. We have to check whether the data of this product is available into the cart or not. So I have already entered this, right? So it should check that if it is available, it should go inside this if condition or else end condition. So that only, so we are using in array function or a method to check the product is there or not. So if product ID is there and item list also is there, then move in it. If it is not there, then please add with it. So as simple. So we have looped that and it changes with this ID name, item ID, and the quantity is equal to quantity request. So this quantity request is nothing but your JS called quantity, and then encoded that and again stored into the 60 minute of your cookie queue, which we have make that shopping cart, and then updated. Let me close this sidebar, and we will tell that item cart already, okay, already added to cart with the status 2 or whatever you want to show. So now let's save this, or else you can remove it. We do not require this. Done. Save it, and you can check the status which we have already added. So now let's move in it. Let's inspect. So you can see that we have already added this, right? So Redmi Note 7 Pro we have added. Let's go to network, and you can see none. We will see the status. So let me refresh the page. So we will refresh it, and now let's click add to cart once it's loaded. Cool. So now let's click add to cart. Pending, request 200 is successful, and now let's view the output. You can see that Redmi Note 7 Pro is already added to cart with the function, right? And then you can find that cookie also over here, shopping cart. done. Response which we are getting, I'll already added to cart. And now if we add new product, it should say it's not, it should be like added to cart. So we didn't add the second product, this Redmi Note 8. Let me view in detail, and let's click add to cart and check what happens. So this is not added in already in cart. So let me click on it, add to cart. Cool, pending, okay, status 200. And now let's click add to cart. Redmi Note 8, which is added to cart. Okay, if I click once again, it will say already added to cart. Let me click it once again, and you can see the third request. Let me click on it, Redmi Note 8 already added to cart. Cool. So guys, finally we have completed that, how to add this data into your cookie. So guys, in this video, that's it. We have completed that, how to add to cart and already added to cart functionality things. Okay, so now let's continue in next video about how to view these details which we have added into our cookie using cart to cart functionality things. Okay, so guys, thank you for watching this video. Please continue in next video about how to view this detail of cookie items.